Yes, I'm live right now. Welcome to all of you coming in. So, just first thing, do you hear me well? And I'm just going to get my slides going. Tell me in the chat if you can hear me. And you can also tell me where you're from. So, it's exciting to see that there are people from a lot of different places in the world. So let's dive into this. Hello, you can hear me. Oh, that's the most important thing I was waiting for. Canada, South Carolina, oh my goodness. People from all over the world. So you can hear me, good. So welcome to the Elegance Week. This is day one. I'm really excited. I'm a little bit nervous, to be very honest, because I've been working on this for quite a while now, and it's here, right? So we're going to see a lot of different things wonderful things for tonight. Well, for me, it's tonight, maybe not for you. And before we begin, I invite you to set an intention, really to get the most out of this journey, because it's always good not just come like a tourist and just sightseeing, but if you really want to get the most out of this, then I would invite you to stay committed for the full 5 days, because this is a gift you are offering for yourself. And so show up even in small ways, and this matters deeply. We women, we tend to overlook, overgive, give too much, give a lot. Well, it's never too much, but it's always, we give a lot of energy, but we don't fill our cup up enough. And so it matters for all of us here to really replenish. And this is the angle I wanted, that the intention I put for this Elegance Week. I really wanted this to be a moment for each woman to find inspiration, to feel nourished, to feel replenished, to feel really that it's her moment. So this is my intention for all of you. And so let's be kind to ourselves. And I include myself here. I'm not the teacher. I mean, this is all for me too. I mean, this is for all of us. And so elegance grows with compassion, not perfection. And we're going to talk about that a lot tonight. And ask your questions. So probably better at the end. I will answer your questions at the end, because I am here dedicated to guide and support you fully. And what I always invite my audience, whoever they are, men, women, because I have different audiences, I always say, don't only listen with your mind, but with all of you, your heart, your soul, your vibration, your emotions, because this is life. We're not just handling our life with our mind. In fact, we receive, we feel, it's all of us. So I invite all of you as an individual, as a woman, to really get the most of this, not only with things you are going to note for your mind, but also feeling the vibration, feeling the energy, feeling what resonates. That's how you will get the most out of this. So let's go. Are you ready to embark with me? So this week is not about adding more or learning more tips, even if I'll give you tips, of course, but that my intention is to tell you that this week is more about remembering who you are. And years ago, I was reading a book, I just don't remember which book it was, but it was talking about remembering. And I thought it resonated with me a lot. And what is it to remember? And this book said, well, it's the art of putting the members back together again. You know, it's just like When I was a child, I lived in the United States because I'm French, and many people say, how come you speak English? Well, I lived in the US when I was a child because my father got to be sent over there for his work. And when I was small, there was this, in our street where we arrived, there was this woman, very kind woman, who arrived because it was me and my brothers, and she arrived with a box of toys, and there was this Mr. Potato, just very small. I was probably 4 or 5 or 6, and Mr. Potatoes, you put the ear, you put the mouth, you put the mustache, the hat, all the members back together again. And this is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to remember who we are, to be then able to know what we want, our preferences, to know what we want to wear, to know how we're going to act. So maybe for some of you, we're going to go far, far away from elegance, the outfits. But in fact, we are just building the most solid foundation of elegance. And so to remember, what is it? It's to put the members back together again, which means all the parts of you, all the parts that we left on the side, that we overlooked, that we diminished, that we judged, that we've forgotten on the way, right? And you and me, all of us, we say, well, that's okay. We forget who we are. We get caught up in everyday life. So it's time to remember. And this week it's going to be all about that. Hello from Atlanta. That was where I lived when I was small. I also lived in Los Angeles, but in Atlanta, I remember. And it's all the unworthiness, the feeling of not being enough, not knowing how to get it right. All of this, we are going to remember all of those parts and not just pushing them away like they were garbage. But on the contrary, we're going to learn how to love those parts that are parts of us that feel like we're less, we're unworthy, etc. But we are going to learn, we cannot create peace inside of us and feel the peace if we are judging ourselves. We're splitting ourselves and saying, well, this is good, this is bad, this is okay, but this I don't want to see. We will never be at peace if we do that all the time. We can only know what peace is if we remember all the parts of who we are and accept them and remember all of them, you see? So how long are these sessions? It's going to be around an hour. I may go a little bit more. I will also answer questions which will probably lead us more, but I'm going to try to fit everything in an hour. So also, the feeling that something is missing or something is incomplete. I need more to feel great. It looks like we're not enough, right? And we're here to remember that everything's there and that we are whole and complete and that we can navigate the whole of us, the plus and the minuses, all at the same time. And I will show you how. So if you're here, it's because you want more elegance, right? Elegance in the way you show up, elegance in the way you respond, you interact with others, in the way you act and lead your life, in the way you create your environment to uplift your everyday life, right? Because what you need to know is that behind elegance, and I will define elegance a little bit later right here, is that elegance is beauty. The outfits, the environment, the manners, the speech, the behavior, the care for ourselves, for others. This is beauty. Beauty in movement, beauty in action, beauty in its energy and its dynamic, right? And so what we really want, what you in fact are looking for, when you saw that little image, my Facebook ads and said, well, Elegance Week, oh, I want more of this. What you are actually looking for is more beauty. And what you are looking for behind the beauty is aliveness. Because beauty nourishes us hearts and souls, and it makes us feel alive. So that is what we are actually all looking for. We're looking for feeling good, right? And so if you're here, you're maybe looking for your next level of elegance and confidence, and that is absolutely great. You're maybe already there and you want a little bit more, and you'll have more, I promise. But maybe also you're feeling a bit behind and you realize the standards you live by are not completely satisfying you. Not because you don't care anymore. It's probably most of the time what I see is that because you got tired, tired of trying to do it and not getting the feel of it, or tired of being everything for everyone, or tired of not seeing results fast enough, and little by little, without even noticing, we start accepting less. And we all fall in this trap, And just making a little parentheses, this summer, I had this conversation with one of my daughters, and it's not because I'm an elegance coach and I'm a life coach here and teaching you all of this and I get it all right and I'm perfect. No, I had this conversation with one of my daughters. I have 3 daughters and a son. And she said, well, Mom, you used to have, when you dressed up, you used to have this little fun plus, this little crazy little thing that really marked your personality, and I don't find it in you right now these past weeks. And so, oh gosh, I thanked her because it was true. I just got caught up in accepting less and going faster, and probably I was tired. And so this happens to all of us. And so it's great also for all of us to have this sort of wake-up call, right? And so sometimes we accept less. We just get entangled in life and preoccupations and whatever things, right? And then we just go for, quicker things, less beauty, less effort, less self-respect, less presence. And then you tell yourself, oh, well, it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Oh, this is just life. And what's going on these days. There are more important things to think about for now, And then little by little, we let go, right? And we lower our standards, accepting less beauty, less effort, less presence, less self-respect, in fact. And so we rush through life like a sleepwalker. In French, we say a somnambule. And this is sort of an abandonment. It's not, well, these are big words, right? But still, it is like I'm just letting go and I'm abandoning myself a little bit, And this is tricky because we may live in an environment where okay is the norm. Oh, that's okay. It'll be fine, And we get trapped into this, just like probably me a little bit this summer. But today, you're here for more, right? So we can only change what we are aware of, right? So I want to ask you something, yes, quite uncomfortable, but where do you think you have abandoned yourself? And I would love that you share that in the chat right now, so that by sharing, people can see that we're not alone in this, right? And so I'll give you some examples. So where have you abandoned yourself? Maybe it's, maybe it's, when you dress in the morning, well, just put on that old jeans or those joggings or whatever. Or is it how you speak to your children when you're overwhelmed? You just don't have any other solution to do it. And you just, you abandon a little bit. Or is it how you tolerate certain dynamics in relationships? Or is it in the way you rush through your meals, for example? Or is it the way you look at yourself in the mirror? You just can't help seeing the thing that's not going right the way you want. And so you're hard on yourself. And when we're hard on ourselves, that's a form of abandonment. Let me see. Not looking after myself with exercise. I abandon my soft side. Dressing down because I telework. Yes. putting effort into myself, not always putting makeup on, physical activity, how I speak to my children, you see? And then we just get entangled. It's not that we don't care. Of course we care. But it's just that life is now so quick, so fast, and we have to respond, we have to manage, and all those things happen, right? It doesn't mean we're not good people. I mean, of course we are. And there's also, listen to this, there's also a subtle way of abandoning yourself, because maybe you rely on what others say that may approve or think, and then you negate yourself and you say, well, oh, she told me that these earrings were good, so I'll just put them on. But they don't feel like you, but you try to please them. That's a sort of abandoning. It's really subtle because it looks like people are cheering you up, but sometimes they're cheering you up in the right direction, but sometimes not. And maybe you rely on the trends thinking that it's elegance, but they actually don't fit your personality if we talk about outfits, for example. Or maybe you rely on external advice, whatever domain or level of your life, but it doesn't really resonate with who you really are. Because I'm not just talking about elegance in the outfits. We're going to talk about that tomorrow, but I'm talking, when I speak about elegance, I speak about all elegance. Speak, act, dress, everything. Okay? So let me see. Too much social media. Oh, yes, we get all caught up in there. Me too, sometimes, of course. Pleasing everyone else, realizing I have no energy left for myself. Okay, who does this? Too much. Looking after myself with exercise. Not enough. Having ambition, but not acting on it. Okay. This is good because you can see in the chat that you're not alone in this. I mean, okay. So elegance is not about becoming someone else, right? It's not about copying. It's about getting inspired and then checking in with who you are and then finally deciding for yourself what you're going to keep and what you're not going to keep, right? And adding your own little touch. So it's not about doing like the others. It's becoming who you are. You know, very often when people go on my Instagram account and they say, oh, I like what you do, but I don't like your dress. Well, you don't have to like my dress, and you don't even have to like my style to be here today, because this is me. And I help my clients be who they are, not me. And this is my sweet spot of as a life coach and therapist, is that my zone of expertise, and on which I have a lot of intuition too and tools, is to help you become you and not duplicate whatever you see out there. As long as you get inspired, that's great and fabulous. But the most important is that you feel good in your own skin. So it's not about becoming someone else. And elegance is about stopping this quiet abandonment. I call it quiet because, you know, days go by and it's quiet, doesn't make noise. And today we're going to begin there. So this week is not about perfection. It's about elevation. And elevation begins the moment you decide, I will no longer live below my own standards, right? So before we go further, I need to know something. So how many of you secretly feel that you could be more elegant, but something is blocking you? I mean, if this resonates, tell it in the chat. And so today we're not going to fix your wardrobe. We're going to address what has been maybe quietly holding you back for years. And we're going to untangle that. And it's going to be the first step. Yes. Leaving my desires or hobbies. Yes, yes. Great. So I'm on it, right? I'm not, in French we would say, à côté de la plaque, which means off point. Okay. So let's continue. So who am I? Because maybe for many of you, you just clicked on an ad and you just signed up and felt fine and you're wondering who I am. Well, I'm a therapist and life coach. I've been for over 15 years now, and I am a mother of 4, and I'm also a grandmother. And these days I've been juggling, well, keeping my 2 grandchildren who are 2.5 and 3 months old, and preparing this, and also taking care of my big daughters. My last one, you can see her sometimes in my stories. She's 14. And so I'm the founder of French Elegance and More. And last year I've helped over 350 women through my programs and workshops. And I'm passionate about coaching, as this has absolutely transformed my life. I've been on this personal development path for 25 years now. My son, more than 25 years, probably more 28. And this has transformed my life, because just like everyone else, we all have our bumpy road. And my road was very, very bumpy, and personal development just helped me so much. So I always work at 3 levels, and you'll find this subtly across all the content that I deliver. It's the strategy, the how I do this, because it's good to have, nice concepts up there, but we need to be grounded and to know how we're going to do it, right? When I was listening to coaches and mentors about personal development, I got very frustrated and crazy when I heard people say, well, you have to learn to love yourself. And I was there, okay, now how do I do this? And by searching and hunting for that and looking for how do I love myself, then I got concrete answers. But it was so hard to find concrete things to do to be able to honor those concepts that felt really great. So I always work at the strategic level, the how, the mindset, because thoughts and emotions. I wrote a whole book on this, but it's in French, unfortunately, not translated yet. It's called The Power of Emotions, but it's in French, Le Pouvoir des Émotions on Amazon. And so thoughts and emotions was really my thing a couple of years ago as a therapist. And I also work a lot with energy embodiment, and I'm a very intuitive person. So I can feel a lot of things with my clients. That's why we can go super, super fast to find great solutions and answers. So my work is sort of unique in this market, on the elegance market, because I blend 25 years of personal development experience and 15 years of being a life coach and therapist. And also I have an artistic background as a musician, a painter, and also I have my traditional French family background, which I blend all of this. And the foundation of my work comes from my grandmother, whose leitmotif was the nobility of the heart. And you see, my grandmother, she would always tell us, and her grandchildren, and she would say, do you know what snob means? Snob comes from the Latin word sine nobile. And she would say, sine, which means without in Latin, and nobile, which means nobility. And she would say, well, snob people, what they do is that they push on you. So they treat people as inferior to push themselves up, but because they're scared and they have this unworthiness at the bottom that makes them do that. And she says, well, nobility is not a matter of social status. It's the most important thing about nobility, and that is available to every single one of us on this world, is the nobility of the heart. And that is the most important thing that we must focus on. And all my work is, as much as I can, imperfectly, of course, is based on this that I have received and that I developed and cultivated in my life as much as I can. And so I also think that what matters is that you find your way, your own personal, unique elegance that feels like you, not like me, not like others. And so today is day one. So we're going to see elegance on the inside. We've already started, in fact. Tomorrow is going to be elegance on the outside. So we're going to talk about the wardrobe. On day 3, we're going to talk about the rituals, the habits. On day 4, the elegance at the table. And on day 5, the elegance in relationships. So I really invite you to follow along. You'll get the replays if everything goes fine, because technically sometimes it's not always the case, but hopefully it will. So why most women never feel truly elegant? Because you see, we try harder. Sometimes we buy something new, and then we wait to lose weight. I mean, it's like we push, we try out, but it's never really satisfying. And then we wait to lose weight, and then we wait for having more time. We wait for the right season, and we wait for having confidence. Oh, I'll do that once I'll feel confident. That's what I used to say to myself. Or I'll do that when that problem will be solved. That was what I used to say to myself too. So my question for you is, from your perspective, what have you been postponing elegance for? You see? Because this is like a hidden frustration. Because you postpone elegance and, well, I'll do that later. I'll try harder, or maybe one day I'll buy something new, or the things I'll buy, I'll probably put them on one day. But this is a frustration that we don't really talk about, right? And it's sort of this discrete, quiet frustration again, another one, right? And I want to invite you to look at this perspective differently. What if the reason you don't feel as elegant as you wish to be has nothing to do with your body, your age, your clothes, or your schedule? Now really let that sink in. What if, and I'm going to tell you that elegance has nothing to do with your body, your age, your clothes, or your schedule. So what if that was the case? It had nothing to do with what you think elegance has to do. And this is what we're going to see. Because the thing is, we have, sort of, in French we say idée toute faite, which means we have just blocked ideas on concepts. And we think that elegance, for example, must be perfect. I mean, I'm not perfect. Certainly not. My manners are not perfect. My elegance is not perfect. Sometimes I have stains. Sometimes, life is happening every day, right? And it's easy to be perfect, so to speak, for a wedding, but that's not life. That's one time in the life, or we can go to weddings sometimes like this or that, but life happens every day. And so I'm here to help you get uplifted every day, not just on days where you can make an effort to be a little bit more perfect, because anyone can do it. But sustain elegance, to adapt to what you're doing, that's another game, because that's the big game of the life-changing and long-lasting elegance. And so I help you uplift your lifestyle with who you are today. If you're tired today, if it's raining today, or if you're going to a wedding today, or if you're just taking care of your garden today, you can be elegant in all those moments. I'll show you how. Because you see, we all have a life to live and to celebrate no matter what is going on in our life. even through the difficulties, right? Because we have happy days and sad days. Maybe you have babies in your arms, just like me today with my little grandchildren, or children to take care of, or pets to take care of. You have business, you have cooking, appointments, driving, you have wind, rain, sun. Maybe you have sleepless nights and sore feet, and you can be tired or you can be full of energy. This is life. It's not a perfect fashion magazine. And you see, this perfect fashion magazine are absolutely wonderful. Don't get me wrong. They inspire us and they uplift us. And it's really important that they are there, right? All the perfect things. But if it feels like it's unreachable, out of reach, and it bogs us down, well, then that's when we need to put a little bit of mindset here. You understand? So elegance is not about perfection. This is me at the seaside, and this is me at my brother's wedding. So when was the last time you gave up elegance because you couldn't reach perfection? Because sometimes when we think, well, I have to be perfect this way, so I just give up for today. It'll be fine. Maybe you didn't put makeup on because you think that putting makeup on means 30 minutes of layers and layers and a perfect makeup. And so that keeps you from putting makeup overall. Well, if you had another perspective, another mindset, well, I can put makeup in 2 minutes. It'll be fine. And it will uplift me. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's there and gives me this little glow, and I'm happy about it. Makes me happy and makes other people happy. You see the difference? So maybe you chose your jeans instead of a comfortable yet pretty outfit because your hair didn't go or your house was a mess, and it feels like, oh, since my hair doesn't go, my house is a mess, then I'll just put those joggings on. Well, maybe you can shift perspective, right? Or maybe here's another example. Maybe you don't give yourself permission to be elegant because your body isn't perfect as you wish it to be. This is a big one. How many of us do that from time to time when we feel bloated, when we don't like this or that or this or that? We're going to talk about this specifically tomorrow. So there's a mindset shift that we have to do, is let go of perfection. And I'm here to tell you that you can start now and say, well, if she can do it, I can do it. Look around. You know, once I had, so my third daughter was a baby. My third child, my daughter, she was a baby. And I thought at that time that a young mother was obviously with her hair all over the place, nails not done, just putting on her usual pants every day and just doing as she could. And then one day, listen to this, I came across a woman who had 9 children, and she just it looked like she stepped out of fashion magazine. She was just beauty, but in real, because I talked to her. And she was like the most amazing, beautiful woman. And she was there with, one baby on one arm and all those little chickens following her. And I was there, how do you do that? And she just said, well, you brush your teeth every day, right? I said, of course, yes. And so, and because I asked her, how do you put on your nail polish every day? Or how do you, and she said, well, I just do it. That's it. It doesn't take me hours and hours. It takes me 30 seconds to do it. And there it is. And it makes me feel happy. And I'm a happy mother for my children. And so that time, I just remember it was like a slap in the face, because I had this mindset of, well, I can't be elegant because of my whatever condition. I had other conditions where I said, I can't do this. but it's never really true, in fact. So it's a real game changer to know that we can let go of perfection and have fun. I didn't write that on my slides, but this is important. We need to celebrate, even on the bad days, the life that has been given us to live right now. So just put a little testimonial there. I love your teachings. You make elegance approachable and doable. It's better done than not at all, right? It's better imperfect than better than nothing, right? Here's another thing. Elegance is not superficial, because, people can feel guilty about chasing elegance in their lives. And I felt part of that too years ago. And, with all the things, all what's happening in our world today, how can you focus on elegance and beauty? I mean, there are more important things, right, in the world. But what we have to realize is that elegance, in fact, uplifts and inspires. As I said a couple of minutes ago, beauty nourishes our hearts and souls. And if we go down the slope with everybody else, well, we can't be a way shower. We can't be an uplifter. It can uplift no one to be in this fearful place as everyone else. Of course, we can have compassion, and of course, we can be fearful at moments. Of course, I mean, we're human. We don't have stone hearts, right? But we need to know how to navigate those emotions to be therefore able then to uplift ourselves and to really uplift others. This world is crazy right now, right? And so we need the beauty. We need to be uplifting. Remember the perfume of people you love. Remember that person who made you feel seen. Remember the way she wore that dress, and even years later, that inspires you today. Remember all of that. Because that is not superficial. That inspired you. I have so many stories, but I don't want to make it too long. So remember all those people. Was that superficial? Was that not uplifting you every day in your life? Remembering, oh my goodness, she did that. I'll do it too. If she can do it, I can do it. So, when was the last time you felt guilty about wanting more beauty and elegance in your life? When did you, for example, judge yourself for being superficial about this? Did this happen to me, to you? It happened to me. When was the last time you heard that little voice in the back of your head letting you know that it wasn't appropriate to want to be elegant? So there's a mindset shift here, is to understand deeply, and your heart knows that, your soul knows that too, that elegance is uplifting. It's not superficial at all. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here doing what I'm doing. I have some colleagues that even talk about the clothes that are a therapy, So there is nothing wrong with elegance. On the contrary, by letting your light glow, you spread beauty and light that soothes. Yes, just looking in that. If I meet happy, healthy, it uplifts me. It is worth it. Yes, Rachel, exactly. I get dressed for myself. So important. This is self-love. Yes, Joyce, exactly. So elegance is not also about sophistication, because some people think that, elegance is sophistication. It looks like it's a certain style. It can even be completely outdated, but it's elegant. No, you can be trendy and elegant. I mean, I like to follow some trends, not all of them. I like to adapt. And sometimes I go through periods where I feel I'm more elegant, and then others I have to, we change all the time. And so we have to adapt and level up a little bit more. This is life. So what is elegance, in fact? Elegance is adapting to the circumstances. And in that range of adaptation, it's giving yourself permission to glow who you really are. Elegance is not equal to sophistication. It's just like, the little girl who comes with two Barbie dolls. One has a bathing suit and the other has a princess dress. And she goes, "Oh, mommy, which one do you prefer?" Well, we can't measure this. Well, if we want to go to the beach, well, we're going to prefer the bathing suit. If we want to go to a wedding, we're going to prefer the wedding dress. But it's not a question of elegance, your high heels in the countryside. I mean, it's ridiculous, right? No, we need to adapt to the circumstances. And in that range of adaptation, you need to put in your personality. You need to put in your mood, your personality, the energy you are in that day, because sometimes we have low energy, sometimes we have high energy. You have to put in your the body you have in there. I mean, there are so many things that are part of who we are that we have to take into consideration. I do a lot of workshops on this. So I'll present that at the end. There will be the possibility for those who want to go further with me in this to join my Elegance program. So where I go deep into the practical things of really aligning to who you truly are. And so I want to say to you, relax and see how you can introduce simplicity and authenticity in a heart-centered way. Simplicity in French elegance is one of the core principles. So another thing is that elegance is energy in movement. And, elegance, what I found out, because I've been thinking about this topic for quite a while now, is that elegance is beauty in movement. There's a dynamic. When you just imagine an elegant woman just walking down the street, there's just a wow effect. And why does it do wow on you? It's because you receive an energy, you receive a vibration, you receive a dynamic. And elegance is the power of life. When you go into the mountains, wow, they are so elegant. When you look at a flower, it is intrinsically, the essence is so elegant, right? It's the power of life. It's a dynamic of flow and inspiration. It catches the eye and hooks our hearts. Elegance is just not a fashion magazine, not that. It's just a little tiny weeny part of what elegance is. And I'm for all of the elegance. I'm not just on the clothes. I'm for all of it. And so when was the last time you resisted the flow? Or you chose to lower your laughter because you didn't want to disturb? That was me. You chose to set the table very plainly instead of putting some flowers or pretty dishes because you were afraid others would say, "Oh, it's too much." Sometimes that was me too. Or sometimes you gave up your joy of wearing your favorite scarf because you didn't want others to judge you. Have you been in that place before? You can tell me in the chat. I think this is talking about all of us, maybe not all the bullet points, but some, I'm sure. So when was the last time you resisted the flow? And so from 1 to 10, how much are you currently honoring your life through the way you show up? Be really real to you, because in this Elegance Week, I really want this to be like a starter. To open the door and say, okay, well, I'm ready now to not abandon myself, to be a little bit more focused on this, because I know the importance it has for myself and for the world. This is not being selfish at all. Elegance it's a gift that you offer yourself and to the world. And my goodness, world needs it today. So I have some, yes, 6, 7, 4, 2, 2, 5, 8. Great. 3, 1. You see? So what I want for you is that at the end of the week, that number starts to rise and to rise quickly, because you are going to guide yourself in there and love yourself enough to do this. Because you see, there's a cost of postponing elegance. What happens if nothing changes? Where will you be in 1 year, right? Still postponing? Feeling you're still not there, you see? So the question is, how much time do you want to wait for things to change and improve? Because you can honor and love yourself today. You can start today. Every day, every moment, every present moment is a new moment where you can reset and start over again. You know, when I mess up on whatever level, this is life wisdom, right? Then I say, okay, this is another segment of my day. I'm going to start it new, afresh, right? And this week, I want this for you to be able to say, okay, I'm going to level up. Now, maybe there are areas in your life where you feel that you're fine on elegance, but there are other levels like relationships or dining etiquette or self-confidence or the habits you put into place, the rituals, etc., where you think, well, you could do a little bit better. So can you honor and love yourself enough to step into your unique, true, embodied elegance? This is like an agreement you can do with yourself. And it's going to be now, today, not later, because real life elegance is for every day. Because now is the only moment you have to be a pretty mother for your children, not when later on, no. I mean, you want to build memories now with your children, right? Or with your grandchildren. Now is the moment you can be an elegant woman for your husband, your friends, your clients, or for yourself. It starts now. Now is the moment you can celebrate the life which has been given to you to live, no matter what you're going through. This is sometimes what I say to myself. And then I go, okay, no, I have this gift of life right now. I know it's hard, but I still want to celebrate this, even with tears in my eyes, even when it's hard, but I'm still there. You know, now is the moment when you can choose between wearing those leggings or a comfortable dress, or choose between feeling good or feeling bad. In fact, you can choose even feeling good or feeling bad. This is how powerful it is. Now is when you can either bark at your family from across the house, or you can choose to have a full eye contact and connect more deeply with your loved ones, right? So we don't know about tomorrow. We only have today. Now is the moment where your power lies to uplift your lifestyle and feel good in a profound, heart-centered way. And this week, I invite you to give yourself the respect and love you desire deeply. Because what is, you know, we are all, we all have our stuff. We all have our difficulties. But if we always postpone and say, well, later, when I have the right body, when I have the time, when I have the energy, when things will align, when I have the right closet, then when are we doing it? Well, so now, it starts now. Better be imperfect than not at all, right? So what is one easy thing you can do this week that you know will feel uplifting? You see, I just wrote a testimonial here. It said, oh, I decided to put something elevated instead of staying in my pajamas all morning. I didn't realize this was such a game changer for my energy and self-respect. Oh my goodness. Linda says, I challenge myself to wear a dress for 30 days in a row. Note how I feel differently. Bravo, bravo. This is time to begin. It's now. Yes, exactly. Another thing I want to stress is that the way I see elegance is that it's not rules, but it's principles. Because, in the etiquette world, which is fine and great, it looks like you have a catalog of things to do and not to do. The catalog of right things and wrong things. And I'm going to teach you something really easy and that will save you from reading all those catalog of things. Of course, there are certain rules that are good to know, but if you have that one principle, it will help you for any elegant situation. I promise. You see, the problem with rules is that in real life situations are almost never like the ones described in the book or elegance or etiquette. And principles are so much more efficient and powerful. You see? And here I want to read you a little testimonial. You have made me realize elegance is attainable. This is my goal for all of you. Elegance is attainable. And I love that, she says, I love that you are providing us with the tools to find our own elegance instead of giving us a recipe to copy. You see? It's not just rules. Do this and you'll be fine. No, because you've already seen that woman in a beautiful dress, but she's not there. You don't feel her glow. You don't feel her inner elegance. Or you've already seen people setting the table, right? Doing all the things, but they're not there. They don't have the elegance or the presence. There's not this magical thing, spark that makes it all come together. Because it's not just doing the thing right. It's much more than that. And we're going to see that right now. So it's principle, not rules. And the principle on which I base everything is the heart principle. With the heart principle, you can make mistakes. You can mess up. You can forget, and you will, just like me. Not perfect. I forget. I do faux pas. Sometimes I do things wrong. But when you have the principle of the heart, people feel it, and you can always repair. You can always do things differently. And it's okay. I mean, life is not a perfect journey. We just have to go through life with this humility, right? And just in a humble way, but in a cheerful way, in a celebrating way, because life is life. So when you have the principle of the heart, you have the tools to face any faux pas, any discomfort, or any doubts, because you are leading yourself with the heart. And this week, I'm not teaching you how to perform the elegance to impress. No, I'm teaching you how to access it, truly, really, to live it, to be it, because then everything will just flow. Of course, there are little rules, there are little things that you can be aware of, and it's great to know. But if you go from that place of curiosity, of wanting to know more and wanting to open your heart more to the world, then you just got it. You're on the right vibe. And then learning those rules it's just cherry on the cake. But if you just go, okay, I'm just going to try to do this and then that in this order and then try to get it perfect, well, it'll be fine. But if you want it to be inspiring for yourself, for others, outstanding, feeling good, feeling like yourself, not feeling like you have to fit in, then we better go in the heart. Because let's activate your elegance right now. This is the good news. Elegance is who you are at the core. Isn't this good to know? This is who you are. Now, if you've never heard about this, then just try to let that sink in. I go deeper in my program, etc., and we're going to talk about this all week. But who are you? You are the combination of all the elevated emotions. This is who you are. This is your essence. You are love. You are abundance. You are freedom. You are peace, confidence, beauty, joy. All of this, it's there in us. It's ready for you to open to all of you. And for years, yes, that was like a sort of fine. It was a great concept, but it was like very distant from me. How do they know that we are love? I mean, with all these bad people in the world, how can we say that we are love? You see, so I go deep into this in my coaching programs, but then I realized that in fact, this is who we truly are. And it's remembering, I talked about to remember at the beginning. We need to remember who we are. And this is what we're doing right now. You are elegance. Just imagine a human being lost in nature and just walking without this, am I enough? Competition, efficiency, handling, unworthiness going on in his head. Isn't that human being just going to walk in an elegant way? We human beings, we are elegant by essence. I'm starting to write my book right now, and I was thinking about, those people who take pictures, the photographs who take pictures of people from all over the world. And they take people who are very old and very young and people from all different places of the world. And they just capture a glimpse of life. And it's not perfect. There's scars, they're missing teeth, there's gray hair, there's whatever. But there's so much elegance. So let's not be too hard on ourselves when we look ourselves in the mirror in the morning. We are elegant by nature. We have to turn this around and start to see it in us so that we allow it to glow. Yes, I see Martina says, I am elegance and I am enough. This could be your mantra. So it's all there. So if you want to let it in, you just have to open your heart and mind and let the love in. So right now, we're going to release the blocks and we're going to go to self-love. So release elegance, the perfection, because elegance is not perfection. Release all of the ideas you have about, oh, it's superficial, maybe I don't deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Release that. Release all the sophistication things. Oh, I need to do this and that. And yes, maybe in some circumstances, but maybe not. You have to adapt and put in simplicity. Elegance isn't about the rules, but the heart-led principles. And let in, elegance is beauty. You are beauty. This is who you are. Elegance is an energy that flows. Oh my goodness, feel it in your body while I'm talking to you. Elegance is for you now, even with your headache, even with the bump on your nose or your, I don't know what's going on in your life. Elegance is now, it's in you. You don't even have to prove it. You just have to acknowledge it. So let's embody this, activate this right now. 1, realize who you really are. Get into the mindset of, oh, wow. Just like, you're just waking up to something new. Have this, like this child who is admiring the new thing that he is discovering. Accept this like a new discovery, because we need to remember, right? Oh, this is who I am. I am elegance by nature. Don't have to have the makeup. Don't have to have the perfect everything. No, you are. Isn't this amazing? Now, two, just right now, you can close your eyes if you want. You go into your body with me. One breath in, one exhale. And feel your body as a whole. When you feel your body as a whole, there are many different things that chemically change in your body and energetically too. And that is how you will find that's the quickest way to find your heart center and find the stillness inside you right now. Find the peace, even if it's just a half a second. If you touched it, there it is. You just have to practice going back to who you really are, to that stillness. Because in the stillness, what you've just done is you put your brain, your mental load on the table, just quiet down your mind a little bit. And you are deeply connected to your soul, to who you truly are in that stillness. And now, watch this. Be very aware. Watch your body align with this new awareness that you are love. You are elegance. You are abundance. You are beauty. Let your body readjust your posture right in this moment. Just let go a little bit and say to yourself, if I say to myself, oh my goodness, I am who I am. I am this woman who is elegant by nature. How does she stand? How does she open up her chest? How does she just opens up to the world? Who is she? How is her head on her neck, on her shoulders, and how are you positioning? What is your posture when you set an intention to come back to your natural elegance? And I would like to know in the comments right now if you can at least touch her and feel her half a second or a second. Yes, tell me in the comments right now, how did you get in touch with the elegance that is present in you now, and that stems from the heart, and then that goes outwards. You know, you breathe in and then you breathe out. Life is a perpetual cycle, right? Do this every day. When you're walking, when you're cooking, driving, cleaning, working. Love yourself enough to do this, right? You felt more at peace. What did you feel? Did you feel your body do this? You know, when I do that, I can feel my shoulders readjust. I can feel the tensions, melt away. Because this is the real you. When you stop the controlling of the fears and the unworthiness, then you give control to your true self. You feel peace, right? We're almost done. So today something important happened. You realize that elegance is not outside of you. It's not in a store. It's not in a rule book. It's not someone else's approval, right? It's in your posture and mindset. It's in your awareness, your heart, and your choices. But awareness alone does not transform a life. You can feel inspired today. You can feel elevated today. But if nothing changes in your structure, you will slowly return to your old rhythms. I mean, that's the natural way of things. If it's they're not implemented strongly enough, then you try, but then you come back, right, to what your old self. And this week is not about just a beautiful moment. It's about building a new standard for yourself in your life. So tomorrow we're going to go somewhere very practical. We're going to talk about the outer expression, because the way you dress, the way you curate your wardrobe, the way you show up physically, either reinforces your identity or denies it. And most women do not realize how much their environment and wardrobe are sometimes silently lowering their energy. So tomorrow you'll see things differently, and you will not open your closet the same way again. So for those of you who are already feeling, I need to go deeper with this work, I'm going to put you, see details, publish, put you the Elegance Foundations program, which I will be talking about more in depth tomorrow, because I don't want to bother you right now for today, but you can take a look at this. This is the Elegance Foundations program is really the one of the most powerful programs I've made, with principles, with the mindset, with the strategy, with the energy embodiment work, and with all the stories from, the traditional old money families of France, at least, because this is what I know, don't know elsewhere, and a lot of things about elegance. And I've created 3 packages. I'll talk to you about that a little bit more tomorrow, but 3 price points, so that, because I really want everyone to get a piece of this. And so you can click there if you feel, oh my goodness, like this is love at first sight. This is for me. I feel it. Then you can join. And so this is what I have for today. Also, just to let you know that last December, I did an in-person retreat in Normandy, and it was absolutely life-changing and amazing in France, in this chateau that you can see on my screen. And I'm starting again in December, so we have a lot of time to program your traveling. Last year we had women from Australia, Spain, northern Europe, so America. So really, this is absolutely a once in a lifetime experience. And if you sign up for this retreat, you will get the highest package of the Elegance Foundation program, which has coaching, real true life coaching sessions with me during that program. All the 3 packages do not have life coaching with me, but the immersion package does. So tomorrow we'll see that. And I have 3 questions for you. What touched you or inspired you most in today's class? Please tell me in the comments so that I know that you appreciated this class today. And what do you truly desire for yourself at the end of this challenge? And where do you still tolerate less than what you are meant for? And you can ask me your questions if you would like. So I'm really curious to know what touched you and inspired you in this class. And also, where do you still tolerate less than what you are meant for? And what do you really truly desire? You can answer all questions or one, and if you have any questions now, I'm here to answer. So, elegance is inner, yes. The definition of elegance, the best version of myself is coming. Yes, Denise, that is not too late. Of course not. My goodness. My grandmother was elegant until 109. The feeling your inner peace was very insightful for me. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's going fast. I can't read everything. Feel more confident to go after my goals. Yes, inspired by elegance is inside of me. Yes, it's inside of you and it's available to you right now. There is a replay. Yes, there is a replay. Just the time I get it online, leave me a couple of minutes, maybe have an hour or an hour, I don't know. Have the courage to see myself without excusing. I like your energy. Thank you. Thank you. Learning where inner peace comes from. I want to return to the days where I cared for myself. Yes. Thank you so much for responding. I was touched most by elegance being inner, and I aspire to bring forth my most inner sense of elegance, which I often repress. Yes. Tarian, what inspired me is that you reminded me that the heart, is all where it begins. Oh, I lost this. I desire to slow down, learn more about how to be myself, and know now time is my most valuable asset. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, the things that really changed, that were really transformative in my life is when I started taking time to listen inside, taking time to really be with myself and start being our best friends, right? And start, now it can take it all shapes and forms, going out in nature, meditating, doing body work, or just staying in the stillness and the silence in your elegance. But this is life-changing, and we'll see that, how you can do that on Wednesday. To be still. I was already thinking elegance is calm. Yes. So, what is the cost of the retreat in Normandy in December? So if you are interested in the Normandy retreat in December, what you can do, let me type, is Elegance. Oops. You can type me an email, and I'll write the email right now. You can write here, and you can just ask me. And it is, I don't want to be mistaken because I did so many prices the other day. It is 3,700 all inclusive for 3 nights, and with all the workshops included, all the food, all the VAT taxes included too, and there's also a visit to the Mont Saint-Michel, which is, after the Eiffel Tower in France, it's the Mont Saint-Michel, which is the most visited. But I invite you to go see the page. Maybe I can put it. Not sure I can put. Let me see if I can put you the link right now, because I did that yesterday. I finished up yesterday. Here, where you have everything, because I just announced the price right now, but it's for one person, and if you have a couple of people, then it's more, it's less. Well, so you can go there, or you can write to me an email. So how do you pronounce your first name? Aude. Yes. Let me see if you have any questions. Do you have any questions that I would love to talk? Okay. there is no age, no good time, or no bad time to be elegant and become and return to your true self. Absolutely. There is no age at all. I'm struggling to tolerate less what I mean for, and I hope to find with these classes a path or light. My sixth feeling really tells me I am meant for more, and I don't want to blame people, but to take accountability on working on the best version of myself for me and others. Yes. It always starts with us. This is something we have to really take in, because it's always easy to say, oh, this and that, these people, they're not doing it right. This is not appropriate. This is not good. This is bad. And of course, it is totally normal to have an opinion about whatever. But then, and in the end, it's always coming back to ourselves. It's always starting the work ourselves. It's always creating peace in ourselves. It's always coming back to listening to ourselves. Because if we're not happy about people not listening to their heart, well, and we can't control people, right? They only can do what they can do. That the only thing that we can control is ourselves. At least take part in how we choose, how we want to think, how we want to take care of ourselves. This is our circle of influence. So it's always starting about, okay, I don't like the war in the world, but can I create peace in my own heart right now? I don't like how those people are rude and not doing the things right. Well, you're not going to educate people unless they're rude to you, and then it depends on circumstances. There may be things that we'll see that on day 5, I think, that we can do something about it. But when it's just people you're watching on TV or social media being rude, or out there, people being rude, then it's starting with yourself. How would I want people to behave with me? Then I'm going to start to behave like this for myself and for others, no matter what. Sometimes people send me emails and they don't even say hello, or and it's all right. I mean, people are different. People, maybe they were in rush, maybe we don't know. And I say to myself, well, I'm just going to do my thing. And I don't know their story. Maybe they have a good reason why they didn't put the forms and the things. And so I'm just do what I think is best, and that's it. So let me see if you have any other questions. Toleration is my struggle regarding my surroundings. I understand. This is what we work on a lot in my coachings, because of course this is life, right? We're going to see that also on day 5. Yes. I don't dress up well every day, only occasionally. So maybe if this feels exciting to you and fun, then say to yourself that this week you're going to dress up well, but not super, super well like you're going to a wedding, but just in a way that feels a little bit better than what you're doing usually. And so that it feels that you are honoring the human being, the woman that you are. With that mindset, you will see it's going to shift. And if you understand that elegance is also love and it's fun. How many times I have been waking up in the morning, not feeling good and feeling down. I mean, this happens, right? This happens to all of us. And then I just get dressed, and then I catch myself and say, okay, now how could I feel a little bit better and put this? Maybe if I put this, would this be fun? And then I sort of start playing around with this and just playing around and loosening up and imagining how I could feel proud of myself, even if I see no one. Then that's how I feel better and better. I mean, it's it's so profound and so deep, the power of elegance in our life. So deep. Okay, let me see if you have any questions again. Thank you. Okay, no questions for now. So I don't want to take your time too much. Thank you so, so much for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 2. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really touched.